Coach, your group has responded well after losses all season. You know, how did you feel about their response tonight and focus level to come out with a win against Chicago?
I think they did a great job of taking on the challenge. One, from responding back from the Charlotte game, and then two, how we start quarters out, how we start the game. And I think they did a great job focusing on the defensive end of the floor, physical without fouling, finishing possessions out, active hands, turning them over, all the things we talked about from the beginning of the game. They did.
How is Franz doing? Do you have an idea?
X-rays came back negative, so we'll see how he pulls up tomorrow.
How is Jonathan Isaac doing?
Same thing, back spasms again, but we'll see how he pulls up tomorrow after we bring him in.
How important is it to try and stay as healthy as you can with 4 games left in the final season? How tough is that to do?
I mean, first, it's a game of basketball. You know, there's bumps and bruises all the time. You know, it's trying to keep guys healthy. Would love to, but it is part of the game. And, you know, obviously we'll see how these guys respond tomorrow and go from there.
Hey, Jamal, you guys also had a great first half, only 5 turnovers in the first half. Was that something that was also emphasized between games?
Absolutely. I think being decisive in what we were doing, the right decision, the right play, the quick decisions, understanding how they guarded, where the openings were, finding the open man and being willing to step in and take the shots when you had it.
Markelle's second game with an offensive effort that is shows that he's going back to his form. Just how big is that to get from him at the end of the season like this?
I think it's great. I think guys are coming into form at the right time, you know, trying to talk about playing our best basketball in the last couple months, being able to play the right way for each guy, you know, but for Kel, you know, as well, just being aggressive, looking to attack, finding the right play, making the right decision, and then more importantly, you know, defensively as well, being able to sit down and guard and make the right plays.
With the level of teams that you've been playing over the last few weeks and going to finish the season off with, how important was that moment coming out of the timeout up by 6 to reassert the lead and kind of take that wave from Chicago and then answer it back?
Well, just it's growth, you know, understanding what they were doing, the run that they were going on, and we have to continue to understand that it is a game of runs and knowing how to stop those runs. And timeout, those guys get in the huddle, communicate what we needed to do both offensively and defensively, and I think they did a great job of executing the game plan.
With such a road-heavy finish to the season, how important is it to get a win like this at home before heading back out on the road?
I mean, it's great. I mean, for us to finish this one out the right way before we hit the road, you know, in front of our home fans, you know, you can't say enough about their energy and their excitement in this building. It fuels us, and you see how we started the game out the right way, and that's a big portion of it.
Down the stretch, how conscious are you of being the number 3 seed and kind of watching the standings versus being able to be just locked in on a game-to-game basis?
I'm going to go with the second one. I'm going to go with locked in on a game-to-game basis. That thing's going to flow up and down, you know, a ton in these last 4. So us being able to just focus on doing what we're capable of doing is all that matters right now.
Coach, at the beginning of the season, a lot of teams talk about defending home court, but for your group to go 18-0 this season against sub-500 teams here, to have a top 3 home record overall in the East, you know, what does that say about your group's growth, especially in that area?
I think it's great. I think they understand the importance of taking care of home, like you said, but it also says a ton about our fan base. Being able to get in this gym, in this arena, and encourage us and keep us going and, you know, getting us sparked up from the beginning of the game. I think it's huge for us knowing how we can take care of home court.
Talk a little bit about Paul's performance. Obviously, he picked up that 5th foul with about, 5-6 minutes left in the game. The trust that you guys have for him not to pick up that 6th foul, what does it say about him and his game tonight?
A smart basketball player, high IQ, understands exactly where he needs to be in certain situations, both offensively and defensively, knowing what we can run in order to keep him out of foul trouble, then, you know, switching the matchups in certain situations. So now he's not the main defender on the DeRozan and where he was getting some of those fouls. So just being smart and understanding where to go. Our coaches did a great job of communicating that within that timeout so he doesn't pick up that 6th foul.
Thank you, Coach Mose.
Thank you, guys.
Them, and what did you see out of tonight's effort?
Yeah, first off, just happy Sunday, everybody, and very proud. The ability to come in and understand the nature of this league, the nature of not only the game of basketball but of life, that it's imperfect. And we had things going on, things that happened in Charlotte, tough travel, and they came out and played a good game. And sometimes you just got to tip your cap. Good teams have been losing and dropped some games at the end of the year this year. So just continuing to bounce back, continue to move on to the next thing. And I think we did a great job of that tonight. And coach did a great job of preparing us. I thought Mose made a great statement before the game. Just focus on holding them under 100 points. Let's focus on the defensive end. Let offense figure itself out, but really make a statement that we're special and that we can bring heat and make them uncomfortable on that side of the ball, and we did that. And I think naturally that flow and that energy carried throughout the game, and that set the tone for us.
You just talked about the preparation for this game. Jamal took responsibility last game for not preparing you guys correctly. Just for him to, I guess, bounce back in that way as a coach tonight, what does it say about him, and why should he be considered potentially Coach of the Year?
He is Coach of the Year. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but he is Coach of the Year. And that last game was on us players. Shows a lot about his character and his humility. Taking that on the chest as a grown man, but that was on us. And again, just a great job in responding and really understanding how to get us going. And I think that's what makes him so special, is the connection that he has with all of us, to where he says stuff like that and we listen to him, we believe him, because of everything that he's done for us, both on the court, in the locker room, and off the court in life. You can tell that he cares, and, with that, we want to pay it back tenfold. So I think that's what you saw tonight.
How important was that first quarter to kind of set the tone for this game, especially after Friday night?
It was very important. It was very important to come out and this is a good team. Chicago's a good team, especially with DeRozan. They always have a chance to win because you can always just go ISO DeRozan, as you saw at the end of the game. But they're solid, man, and so we did have to come out and make a statement, and we knew that. We knew they weren't going to fold. We knew that they need wins as well. We're going to have to go take this game, and I think we did a good job of doing that all night, regardless of whether we were on a run, they were on a run. We responded. We stayed together as a unit, and we kept throwing punches, and ended up coming out on top, which is all you can ask for.
How critical was that run then in the fourth quarter? They get it down to 6. The momentum seems to be on their side. Powell picks up his 5th foul. What was said during that timeout, and how important was that run to kind of answer them and re-expand the lead?
It was huge. Emotions are starting to get a bit high, naturally when teams are coming back and things like that. And they're hitting tough shots on top of the fouls, and I think Kel did a great job in coming to the huddle and saying, stop focusing, stop putting so much energy towards the referees and what they're calling or not calling. Put it into what we need to do to continue to make a run and close this game out. And not only that's why he's special, that's why he's the teammate of the year in my eyes. And so, I think everybody stayed solid. Everybody stayed together. We went out, responded, offensively, defensively, making plays on both ends to close the game out, and it shows growth, as everybody, for everybody on the team and the staff.
What was your guys' mindset? J.I. doesn't come out for the second half, and Franz goes down there. What was your guys' mindset as a team, and what were you guys saying to each other to finish out the game strong?
Go win the game. Just go win the game, regardless of who's in, who's out. We dealt with this since I've been here, since I've been in Orlando, people in and out of the lineups and, injuries, nagging, things like that. So it's just next man up, continue to do your job, take care of your business. And in doing that, everything will kind of work itself out. And I think we did a great job of that, and it's tough when you lose, not only one of the best defenders in the NBA, but Franz. So I think one of the best wings, one of the best players in the league, and come out and you got to play a team that's hungry for a win. And I think we did a great job and responded. We didn't skip a beat. And, just really proud of the boys tonight.
Jalen, a lot of teams at the start of the season talk about the importance of defending home court, but your group finished the year 18-0 against sub-500 teams here at the Kia Center. You have a top 3 home record in the East. How did you guys go about doing it over the course of the season?
Take pride in this city, man, honestly. Take pride in everything that the fans have done for us, that the way that they've embraced us, good times, bad times, all of that. I say it. I feel like a broken record, but they've just been so loving and supporting. And now, in a year where we finally get things rolling, we got some swag, we got some confidence, we're playing some good basketball. Magic fans can really begin to express themselves, and I think that's been my favorite part of this year. And we don't want to lose in front of them at the crib. That's a bad feeling, and I think we've really locked in on that. We harp that. We're playing at home. We're giving it all we got. We don't want to drop games, and I think, we did an excellent job. I didn't know that stat. That's pretty impressive. But now we got to go do it on the road. This is a big 3-game stretch. Huge opportunity to close the season out, and then we get to come back here for a 1 p.m. game. So, I don't think it gets much better than that, but just continuing to protect home court, I think, has been an emphasis for us all year.
You mentioned the road trip coming up. Last week of the regular season. Now, how much anticipation is there for all the ups and downs that are coming the rest of the season, and then the playoffs beyond that?
Not gonna lie, it's so hard to stay locked in because I can't wait to play in the playoffs. I'm so excited. Just something that a lot of us have never experienced before. New opportunity for us all, and you have to get excited for that. It's impossible not to get amped up, a bit nervous. All of those emotions and feelings. You should feel them because it's brand new. But I think it's how much we gel and how close we are as a unit. I think calms everybody down. Keeps everybody locked in at in the task at hand. I think our OG's grandpa, Joe Ingles. For y'all who don't know, Gary, all of our quote-unquote vets, Kale does a great job of it, in keeping us grounded, after a great win or after a tough loss like the other night, to where we can stay steady, continue to close this thing out and get ready for what's ahead.
Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you, guys.
I will be back with Markelle.
Markelle, your group has responded well all year. After a tough loss to Charlotte, how did you like your group's response tonight against Chicago?
When I hear you say group, I take that as in the whole team. I think we did a great job of starting in the beginning, coming out ready to play. The bench coming in, following that up, and sticking with it through a whole 48, even with, adversity coming with, fouls that we thought weren't fouls or, us making mistakes, turning the ball over. We did a good job of just sticking with it and getting a well-needed dub.
He mentioned that you were telling the team at some point in the game, like, not to focus on what the refs were doing, just stay locked in. Do you feel it of your responsibility as sort of kind of a vet
Yeah.
to play that veteran role and help your team?
I guess you can call it a vet. I think I've just been through a lot in this league, and I understand, what it takes to win and how hard it is to win in this league. Also, to have a team that's so well put together, like our team, who actually cares about each other off the court and on the court. Being able to not get too high, get too low. I know a lot of people say all the time, but just stay evil-headed, And I think as long as we do that, we'll have a chance with any team in the league. So I feel like it's my duty to just speak up when I feel and see things. And everybody, I think we all have the amount of respect for each other where we can have those tough conversations, and bring each other back when sometimes, somebody's upset about a call or somebody's not really locked all the way in, and bring us back grounded and stay locked into the game plan.
Kind of building off that, how pleased are you to kind of then see those results play out? Like, Chicago got that lead down to 6. You guys come out of that timeout and kind of reassert yourselves. What does that say about where this team is at as you get closer to the playoffs?
I think we just keep learning every game. Last 2 years, we've been through a lot. We had a lot of games where, team would make a comeback and guys start dropping their head, and then the team would end up winning the game. And I think tonight, it just shows that how much growth we have from everyone, from coaching all the way down to each player, understanding, situations in game, what we need to do in order to move forward and get a win. And at the end of the day, all we care about is the win. No, not the way we do it. Obviously, we want to play great, but it's not always going to be great. But all we care about is the W.
Coming into the last week of the season, there's gonna be a lot of things going on, maybe outside of your control or everything like that. But how excited or how much anticipation is there to play? Go on the road trip, play some big games, and get ready for the playoffs.
It's perfect for us, man. Getting us perfectly ready for the playoffs. It's going to be huge games against great teams, and we got an opportunity to get semi-like playoff games coming up. It's when it games that really matter. But again, I think for us, it's taking it one game at a time. Understanding what we need to do, preparation going into the game, and playing Magic basketball.
Having been through everything you have in your career, how much pride do you take in having been a part of Orlando's turnaround this season?
A lot, man. They've been a blessing to me. With everything I've been through, being able to get traded here to a great organization who was patient with me. And even my injuries here, they always been supportive. They always wrapped their arms around me. They always, believed in what I can do and my ability, not only as a basketball player, but as a man. And I'm forever thankful for that, So I just try to go out there and play with joy because I know what it's like to have the game taken away from you when you have no control over it. So that's what I appreciate this team. I think that's been a big motto of our team, is just enjoying the moment, enjoying, this game, because, you can't take it for granted.
Kel, I know Coach Mose talked about the 24-hour rule, but can you talk about what happened after the Charlotte game and then Coach Mose taking the blame for that loss?
Yeah.
I mean, how did you guys in the locker room feel about that?
I don't think nobody liked it. But that speaks to the character of Coach Mose, you know. He cares about all of us, and he feels like when we fail, it's on him. And I honestly feel like that's how a lot of the guys feel. You know, when we don't do what we're supposed to do, we feel like we let him down. So although he said that, we understood that, you know, it was on us because he did an unbelievable job of getting us, you know, prepared for the game. So it's just a partnership that we have. You know, we understand that it's a unit. It's no pointing the fingers, you, we, you know, we got to do it all together. So I just think it just speaks on his character. It speaks on the, you know, the unity of this team, and we just got to keep moving forward and keep learning from our mistakes.
A lot of teams talk about defending home court. You know, for your group to go 18-0 this season against sub-500 teams at Kia Center, to have a top 3 home record in the East, you know, what does that say about your group's growth?
I ain't gonna lie, I seen it last year. You know, I really believed in the ability that our team has, the togetherness, the skill set of this team, the coaching staff, the training staff, the whole organization. So I think it just shows that, you know, we always believe. We've been saying that from the beginning. You know, a lot of people are going to doubt us. A lot of people are not going to understand. They're going to wake up later. But we've seen this from the beginning. You know, we all signed a contract understanding, you know, what we have to do. So we're just seeing out our picture, you know, what we believed in and what we know we can do. But, again, the job's not finished. We got to continue to finish the season strong and get ready for the playoffs.
For you personally, you know, back-to-back strong scoring games, where do you feel you're at physically, and where do you feel your game is at as the season winds down right now?
I feel better and better. As anyone knows, you know, I don't stop. I'm never going to stop. I love this game too much. I work too hard at it. I'm extremely blessed, first of all, but it's going to keep getting better. You haven't seen the best yet, and it's going to continue to go, but I give it all to my teammates, you know, and all to the work that I put in. So.
Thanks, Cal.
Thank you.